When Will Smith's name pops up in the headlines, it's normally associated with another mess or drama in his family. However, this time, it's Will himself who spilled the beans on his fellow celebrities and sharing disturbing truth that some of the powerful in the industry want to keep deeply hidden. The Oscar-winning actor stirred the mud with his recent accusations against Quincy Jones, and you will never believe what he has to share. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Celeb Live Channel. So, it seems like Hollywood is infested with dirty secrets, and Will Smith is out in the open to share his bit about how legendary producer Quincy Jones changed his and rapper Tupac's intimate preferences.
Only a man knows what a man needs.
Unless you live under the rock, there's a chance that you know about Titan of the industry, Quincy Jones. The man has had a prolific career that spans 70 years and includes significant achievements, including his work with prominent artists, and just for the reference, it was him who shared Michael Jackson's all-time best-selling album Thriller with the world. It's safe to say that Quincy has basically spent his life in the spotlight, but apparently, there was one thing he had never addressed, and that's his orientation. The rumors about the producer's intimate life and the terms of his personal mentorship were going back and forth online. It's been widely discussed that Quincy used his influence to force male artists into intimate relationships, promising them fame and wealth in return. The scandalous nature of Quincy's mentorship runs wild all over the social media, and it seems like a lot of people believe that the famous producer was entangled with now deceased rapper Tupac.
People saying wild stuff, man, like, Quincy Jones, he came on to Tupac, he offered Tupac such and such.
So while Tupac is not here to share his side of the story with us, Will Smith came forward as another victim of Quincy's so-called mentorship, or guise. It seems like there's a huge price that artists have to pay in order to become famous. As Will Smith suggests, him and Tupac were not the only two victims of Quincy, and the famous producer has had corrupted a small legion of young talents throughout the years. Well, Jones had a lot of influence in the show business, and working with him was an honor for every person. So they had to comply with the terms of this partnership with Quincy, and as he himself once said, saying no to him was kind of stupid.
Not being prepared for a great opportunity.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be ready for whatever comes.
Right.
Well, it was confirmed later by Keisha Cole that Tupac indeed had plans to work with Quincy Jones's label right before his tragic demise, and it seems like the rapper and the producer came to the terms of their partnership. At that time, Keisha was only 15, and her friend Tupac was asking her to leave Suge Knight Death Row Records for her own safety and come to work with him under Quincy, probably knowing that Jones had no interest in girls, and she would be free from all these special terms of mentorship. As Keisha said, he wanted to sign me to Quincy Jones when he was with Kidda, Quincy's daughter, and he was going to leave Death Row and go to sign with Quincy. He wanted me to go over there because he said that Death Row was not the place for kids. As Tupac mentioned in his previously unseen interview, he knew he was doing the right thing when he agreed to work with Quincy. And despite the wild terms that producer had for his young talents, the rapper was firm in his choice.
I believe that your karma, everything that you do bad comes back to you. So anything that I'm doing that's bad, I'm going to have to suffer for. But in my heart, I think what I'm doing is right.
And while it's almost impossible to hear Tupac's side of the story, well, because he is no longer with us, it seems like Quincy's dirty secrets are no longer safe with him, because Will Smith has his share of stories related to his relationship with the legendary producer and the rumors about Will. Swinging both ways had appeared at the same time as he rose to the fame in Hollywood. Will's intimate has got in the center of a scandal in 2020 when Trisha Paytas accused him of sleeping with her male dancers without their consent. Although Trisha's anger was mostly directed at Jada, Will's wife, she also claimed that the actor had forced some of her male dancers into intimate intercourse, saying, "How about worry about your daughter being in bed at 13 with her 20-year-old boyfriend? How about worry about your freaking cheating husband sleeping one of my male dancers when they didn't want to?" But apparently, to many fans, it wasn't like something shocking because he's a known gatekeeper in the industry and probably follows the footsteps of his maestro, Quincy Jones.
People are closed-minded, but by the time you become an adult, I feel like very few people are going to really give you a hard time for it, even if it seems like it.
The talk about Will Smith being closeted and not sharing the whole truth about his preferences began circulating on social media with unprecedented force, with many people saying that there's no shame in admitting the truth unless there's something more sinister is going on and will actually forces other people to sleep with him, like he was forced by Quincy himself. As one person commented, "How did people not know Will was bi dudax, super feminine, and we all know how Hollywood is? But yet, y'all didn't have no damn clue. Wow, if it smells like smoke, then my guess is somewhere there's a fire." And another user added, "Will Smith was in the hole with so much money in the 90s. Quincy Jones got him out. In return, he got to be his boyfriend." Well, there's no need for dig deep for the evidence, and it seems like people outed the actor before he had the chance himself. Since the speculations about the Smiths' crazy personal life had been the center of discussion for quite a while, Jada had finally confirmed that their family dynamics was deviating from the accepted norms in society, and Will came a long way to acknowledge who he really was.
Breaking down some of the construct that he's built around himself of who he is and who he's not.
Well, if these two prefer to live the way they choose, there's no judgment. Jada and Will's marriage doesn't fit many standards of a classic union between a man and a woman, especially considering the wild rumors about her cheating and allegations about open relationship where both Will and Jada sleep with other people while staying married to each other. In Jada's words, you gotta trust who you're with, and at the end of the day, I'm not here to be anybody's watcher. I'm not his watcher. He's a grown man. I trust that the man that Will is a man of integrity. He's got all the freedom in the world, and as long as Will can look at himself in the mirror and be okay, I'm good. And while Jada didn't directly answer the questions about whether her husband is sleeping with men, it seems like this couple had an agreement and she's obliged to keep this secret until the moment Will is going to open up himself. Knowing how Jada loves the attention, it feels like she is eager to share more about her husband's intimate life, but she respects his wishes and doesn't out him without his permission. However, there's nothing to hide considering that other celebs are open about Will's intimate life, and it doesn't seem much of a secret in the industry.
Just saying that Will Smith is bisexual and that they do this, and that, and the other thing.
Well, Will's raise to fame can be actually related to Quincy Jones, because the now millionaire actor had once confessed that Quincy basically saved him from poverty. Back then, when Smith wasn't bathing in offers from famous directors, he was in financial hole following tax problems. And as the actor said, Quincy Jones had invited him to a party at his home that also featured Steven Spielberg. And I mean, how could he say no?
Yeah.
To have to let go of the dream was devastating.
Smith confessed that he was reluctant to do the audition right at the party and begged Jones for a week to prepare, but I guess at that time, Will didn't even know what kind of audition he had to go through. As Will recalls the famous producer's words, Quincy demanded the audition to take place right there and then.
Hey, hold up. I'm not ready to do no audition. And he said, oh, all right. Well, what you need? Tell me what you need.
And in case you don't know, this audition was for the role in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the sitcom that would launch Smith's acting career because up until that point, he was known as a rapper. Apparently, this is where Smith realized that if he wanted to make it big in life, he had to comply with the rules of the powerful in the industry until he becomes one of them and can do whatever he wants.
So the moral of the story is always say yes.
Despite the disturbing things the actor had to go through, it seems like he's enjoying his current life because Will is himself is now in the position of power where he can do a lot of shady stuff behind the scenes. But as many people say, the moment of his exposure will come as well, and just as he reveals Quincy's secrets, his own dark deeds would be out in the open one way or another. As one person commented, he should have lived in his truth, open life, because when he's hiding in the shadows, doing nasty things with other men, that's really creepy. And another user added, I will never watch any movie, interview, or whatever that has to do with Will Smith or his sick family. Well, it seems like Will Smith is okay to play by the rules of the industry, and probably it's his turn now to raise another generation of compliant. And what do you reckon, celebs? And what do you reckon? Is this true about Quincy Jones offering fame in exchange for certain favors? And was Will forced to do some disturbing favors for Quincy as well? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm eager to know what you're thinking. And in the meantime, check my other videos about Hollywood dirty secrets. Nothing stays hidden when you start to dig deep. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, and I promise to be back very soon.